So what even is aging? I'm Dr. Atwood, a geriatrics fellow at UCLA. Living here in LA kind of provides the perfect contrast for thinking about this. You look at this guy walking down the street, probably think he's in his 70s when in fact he's in his 50s, versus this guy who looks like he's in his mid 40s, and then he's actually in his 60s. And then to complicate it further, you can see these videos, these makeover videos of a guy like this, and see it all get reversed within a few minutes. So what's actually happening in our bodies as we get older? There's scientists that are figuring this out, and if you kind of look down at the microscopic level, they can see and do experiments to show that this damage that accrues over time, that results in your decreased ability to make new cells. We call these stem cells. There's an increased buildup of these damaged cells that secrete these inflammatory chemicals and increase inflammation throughout the body. We call these senescent cells. And then all this results in the body's not able to repair itself or maintain things as well. The skin probably provides one of the best examples of this. You look at this slice of younger skin, and you can see those collagen cross fibers linking and supporting everything up. There's a lot more of them. They're being maintained. There's new ones that are being made if they get damaged or taken away. But over time, a lot of this process kind of breaks down, and that's just kind of the result of that. You might be wondering, can I test any of this in my own body? I mean, there are fancy ways, to do blood tests for, say, like your telomere length. There's, tests for chronic inflammation. There's biopsies for your senescent cell level count. Most of this is really used in research settings. This isn't really used in clinical practice very often. More practical tests that we use more often in medicine would be something like gait speed. We use that a lot in geriatrics. VO2 max would be maybe another example, but that isn't used quite as often. You're not going to find the machinery for that as often. These measurements correlate a lot better with the age and changes that our bodies have gone through over time. But as we all know, age doesn't just affect how our bodies look on the outside. If you look at this diagram of our different organs, changes that just happen with time is our immune systems often get weaker. Hearts become stiffer, makes them less able to keep the blood pressure up when you stand up too quick. Digestion gets slowed down, your metabolism slows down. Hearing bones stiffen, that we use to hear. There's increased, levels of the stress hormone cortisol, increased, fat versus muscle ratio. Changes in our brains, which I don't have quite time to go to quite in this video. So in one sense, aging can be thought of as a decline. This is how Aristotle thought about it. This is how a lot of scientists these days think about it. But not everything declines. Things like our general knowledge, our vocabulary, our reasoning, that can be grouped into the term our crystallized intelligence. Versus our fluid intelligence, ability to learn new things, use new information. It's a more rapid information acquiring process. Your crystallized intelligence, what I had described before, that can actually, increase and improve with time. So while aging is about as philosophical as it is scientific, I like to think of it as a progression. That can be sped up, slowed down, depending on how things go. But every phase of life has its beauty and its unique challenges, but also its unique blessings.